Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Carrie. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode number 76. Yay! Welcome to August Flosstube Friday number 1. Are you excited? I'm excited. So today on the table, I've got lots of good stuff for you, and we're just gonna dive right in. But first, I want to say thank you so much to my returning subscribers. You know, I love you coming back and spending your time with me. And if you just found me for the first time, welcome. My channel is lots of cross stitch, lots of quilting, knitting, hooking, anything in the fiber arts. Really super fun. I hope you stick around and check it out. If you're here, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and comment. It totally helps the channel, but otherwise, thanks so much. So without further ado, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about today. I have 3 cross stitch whips, and they're all big girls. You know, I love my big girls. So I'm going to be sharing 3 of those. One of them is a new start, so yay me. We're also going to be talking about some of the other things I've been up to in the last week, which is this cord making video, my keeper box release video, my whatnot sale yesterday, lots of things happening, just a little bit of fun here and there. But first, what I wanted to do is I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you so much when you put comments into my videos. I know that personally, when I'm watching videos like on my TV in my studio, it's hard to go back and comment. So I appreciate you taking the time to try to figure out how to comment and send me some love. I do truly appreciate them. I read them all. I love to comment and answer any questions. And that's what I want to talk about. There's lots of questions that I get in the comments, and I feel I try to do my best to answer them within the comments, but I feel like sometimes if somebody else has the question, you might have it too. So why not come here and answer just a few of the questions? So I'm just going to start here with a little 2-minute Q&A in the front. If there's any lingering from last week's videos, we'll see how it works. It's a new little segment I'm going to add. It'll either work or it won't. But I did have some questions last video, all of which I thought were probably pretty good, and somebody else might want to know. So I'm going to tell you here now. So the first question I got was from Aurora, and she was asking about last week's finish. Now, last week's finish that I showed you was this classic Christmas from Hands On Design, Merry Christmas. And I brought the finish over here because everybody loves to see a good finish. This was my cute little finish that I did. I did it a pillow. Here's the cord, right? She wanted to know my custom color conversion. Now, as you know, if you've been around for a while, the Tiger Lily twist is something that I do on 99% of the things that I do, meaning called for colors are just a suggestion or a jumping off point. And so I usually don't stick with the called for colors in most charts. So you can see it definitely looks like it's inspired by, right? It's not like I went from, orange to purple, or I made Christmas, yellow or something. I stayed in the family of it, but the called for colors were DMC. I converted to all over dies. So the way I keep track of these is with my project tracker information card. So this was Aurora's question. She wanted to know my conversion. And that is why I made these cards. So not only do I have these cards on everything I stitch, so that way I can share with you, I also have these cards available for purchase on my website, link down below, if you wanted to add them to your project bags. But I wanted to come on here and share this one more time because she was looking for the project that she wanted to know my overdyes. So there were only 6 called for, and you can see those are my 6 overdyes. I'm sorry, I try to make it neat. Hopefully my handwriting is legible, so you can take a screenshot and do that. I like to post these. I also try really hard in my Instagram, at least with the finish. When I'm showing something that I do, I try to put my project tracker card information in one of the photos, whether it's 2 or 3 back, if it's a carousel photo on Instagram. But either way, I'm all about sharing my conversions. So I wanted to answer her question on that. Another question I got this week was about my glasses, and I'm always wearing funky glasses, and I brought them all. You can see there's rhinestone ones and hot pink ones. Yes, these are all prescription, but they're not super crazy expensive. They're from Zinnia Optical. I will link down below. These are ones that I get. They're not progressives. That's the only thing I do want to little asterisk star. They're just regular readers, but with extra gobbledygook wrong with my prescription. So they're Readers Plus type of situation, which I have to get all new ones because I did go to the eye doctor this week. So that's fun. But Zinnia Optical, so I wanted to answer Patty's question on that. I get that one pretty regularly because I love fun glasses. And then the last question I got was from Happy Stitcher. She wanted to know if I had any tips for stitching on linen. because I'm a totally new linen stitcher. If you're new here, Ada is my, and that was another comment. It said, hold on, you left the Ada gang. I did not sell out the Ada gang. Don't worry, friends. All 3 big girls today are on Ada. I am challenging myself, trying something new in the world of linen. But Ada is my sweet spot, my comfort zone. I can do that, not in my sleep. I wish I could stitch in my sleep. I get a lot more done. But I can do that, just no stress at all. Linen isn't stressful. It just takes a lot more brain power for me. Because my eyes, maybe when I get new glasses, it won't be so hard. But it's just a challenge. But this was my first ever linen piece. And it's 36 count Lakeside linen. And you can see, so linen, you stitch, this is 36. So I did 1 strand over 2. And with Ada, you do 1 or 2 strands over 1, right? So the only thing that I have, my advice, Miss Happy Stitcher, regarding stitching on linen is just magnification. At least this is my thing. I have to be able to see it like for reals, as big, like blow it up. And then I just count over 2 boxes. I live in the Ada world, so I think of boxes. I think of, squares. And so it took me a hot minute. I'll be honest. I've told the StitchCon story in that when I first started on even weave, it was a 28 count because I thought, going big, making sense. But my brain couldn't wrap going over 2 boxes. So I ended up doing 28 count over 1 because I just wanted to stick with the 1 square, the 1 box. Practice a little bit. It didn't take long, but it does take extra thought. Like I said, a little extra brain power, fresh brain, fresh eyes, all the morning time. But I just count over 2 boxes. And once you do it, this many stitches, however many this is, it kind of gets easier, but I went right back to Ada, no problem, because all 3 whips this week are Ada. But I do want to go ahead, while I'm here, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Last week was the giveaway, and this was what I'm passing this on. So my friend Heather Bear, your congratulations. You are the winner of last week's giveaway. This was Pass the Stash, get it done. So my information is down below. Send me an email if you are Heather, and I will get this out in the mail to you, and you get it stitched up and on your tree ASAP. I did want to read this big girl number 1. She is in my soup bonnet project keeper that I love so much. So this was, hold on just a second. This is my Mother's Day start. So Dorothy's sampler from Fox and Rabbit. So cute. Love me some funky florals. So I told this story back in the day. Let me just show you while I am here. This is I did a full color conversion on this. This is called for Auvert Swell, I think, and DMC. But I did a full overdyed color conversion because I am a big fan of big chunks of color having the overdyed, the movement and the variegation in the colors. So here, let me just screenshot. I've shared this one on Instagram twice. So if you don't get if you can't screenshot it, go grab it on there. But let me just show you. Sorry, wasn't prepared with my board, but I feel like this one needs a board. Otherwise, I'm gonna be all loosey-goosey. So like I said, this week I've decided, last week, July, was Christmas ornaments. And no, I didn't finish anything else to show you. Maybe, whatever. Goals, this is the thing. I made goals. I had a goal of finishing 10 ornaments in Christmas, or in 10 ornaments in July. Did I finish 10 ornaments? No. I think I stitched 5. Yeah, pretty sure. I feel pretty good about 5, I think. I did fully finish 2. I have the cording made for another one. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, baby steps. Give yourself grace. Give yourself, life went on and I didn't finish, but I wasn't done stitching ornaments. I just felt the pull, the call. My big girls were calling to me. And so this week, what I did is I spent some time with my big girls. So like I said, there were 3 big girls and there's been 7 nights since I was here. I stitched 99% of the time at night after dinner. So my big girl Ada girls were great to come back. And so I gave them each 2 nights. One got 3 nights I think this is the one that got 3 nights, and that was it. My week's pretty simple. All the other things I do during the day, we'll talk about it later, but my stitching, 3 big girls, 2 nights each, one got 3 nights, and this is the one that got 3 nights. Let me show you, friends. Okay, so if you remember last time I had this center motif, I am a big center starter. So let me just review. This is on 16 count LFA Old North Church. Beautiful. Ada, love it. Love the modeling. I talk about LFA all the time, but this was so, so pretty. So last time I showed this to you, couldn't tell you when, it's been a hot minute, was definitely just the center motif. It's where I start. I love to start in the center. Because I frame myself. I like to play a little margin chicken sometimes, plenty of time. If I frame myself, I don't need a 3-inch margin on both sides. So I'd rather save that fabric and use it for something else. So I don't remember exactly. This is a 247 by 323. I don't know how big my piece is. It doesn't look like I'm playing margin chicken because I'm at this, you can see I've got this little pear motif and I've only got the border. So I actually gave myself a generous margin, but I always want to start in the center, because I love that motif. But this week, what did I work on? I added this whole pear motif. So fun. And then I went up and I added these little birds. They're a little hard to see. And I'll be honest, they're a little hard to see in person too. If I had thought about it, I do need to add their beaks. They're still missing their beaks. But I don't think that's gonna like pop them out. They're little tiny afterthought type of situations. I'm not a big frogger, not a fan of frogging. I'm a fan of adapting and moving on. So I'll probably just leave them as be. They'll just be like little birdies in the backdrop type of situation. It's not a big deal. If I thought about it, like I said, I probably would have switched their colors to one of the darker greens. I just feel like the green and the pink that I chose, it just blends in with my fabric a little too much, but that's okay. And then I started working on those pair of fruit baskets to the left and the right of the center motif. And this was 3 days of stitching. And that's all I got to show you. But I love it. I love the little mini motif, the little mini finish that this pair, so yummy, yummy, yummy. So like I said, I always do a color of, so these are all my overdyes, totally not pretty, totally all jumbled, hot, messy, but that's okay. It all works. So these are all my overdyes and what I'm struggling with right now. And this is my problem. So let's just, this is the truth. So let's just talk about the truth for a little bit. So I kitted this up at my LNS back in Mother's Day. Lily and I went to the LNS and she's like, pick out what you want in Mother's Day. And that's how we did it. It was perfect. She had fun and helped me kit it and things. So I was kitting on the wall. They have a beautiful floss wall. I live in Mount Vernon. So this is in Stitches right in Mount Vernon, which is right outside of DC. So I kitted this up, not thinking anything of it, not paying too much attention. She doesn't say, I think there's 2 flosses that Fox and Rabbit identify that you need 2 skeins for. But of course, I didn't pay attention that she stitched this on 40 count. So that means she was only using 1 strand and I'm doing 16 count. So it's 2 strands. So I needed a couple more than 2 skeins because of what I was using. But I just went with what it was. And that's where the pickle is, friends. So you can see, do you see this tag? Yeah, nobody knows what that tag is, right? Because it's vintage. Crescent Colors, which is now Classic Colorworks, we know. But this is Orangina. And this was the beautiful, love it. This is the color that I made. Like this whole flower, all that variegation, that's just one color. That's Orangina. Love it. I mean, I just thought, so solid is fun. But nature isn't perfect. Nature is perfect. But it's perfectly imperfect with all those variegated colors. So I loved this Orangina. But I have now come to realize that this Orangina color, the one that I made Orangina, is everywhere in this chart. Do you see that beautiful pink? It's like everywhere. And I'm super excited about it being everywhere, except for the fact that I went back to my LNS and the new Orangina is like neon. And listen, I can embrace some color. I can love some bright colors. But the fact that I've stitched the other ones in this, it's variegated, but it's variegated from peach to baby pink. not variegated orange neon to orange neon pink. I almost bought it, but it would not work. And so then now I'm on the search everywhere trying to find somebody who has the old dye lot, who has an old skein of this Orangina. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So the good news is I can just change the color again. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I have a little bit left. I have this much left. So I just have to figure out of what's left, what's going to be the matching to the center motif, pinky orange, and what's going to be the new Orangina replacement color orange, because I cannot use the bright Orangina because it's just, I mean, I love bright. So that's my pickle. So that, I mean, it's not why she went to timeout, because there's certainly plenty. I'm like, I can finish these. I just wanted to move on. But that is the progress I have made on Miss Dorothy's sampler. The next whip this week is another oldie but goodie. This is my birthday start from this year. So I have goals of getting my birthday start done before my next birthday. I've got some time. My birthday was January 31st. And so this is my birthday start. Harriet Hay Mill and the Floss samplers. Another full color conversion. You can see all the details of that right here. From the DMC to almost all of them. I do see the equal signs. That means I kept the called for DMCs because it wasn't worth an overdye. Like 5 stitches, whatever. I don't do it. These are all my friends that are stitching with me. I love, love, love it so much. I've got 2 hashtags, Harriet Hey Sal, Tiger Lily BD Sal. So yay, fun. I know that a lot of people are just picking this up every once in a while. I love new friends adding on. So I did work on this one this week. Hold on. I just want to, and of course mid, but like I said, my 3 big girls had to get some work. So this was the big girl that, Lucy Thread. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was working on this little flower, and then it was time to go to bed. So this is what I've got. So this week, what did I work on? I finished this motif. Yay. I worked on this little flower. Now, this is another situation where this is like the Carrie color conversion conversation. The triple C's, friends. All right, so you can see, this is my color conversion. Let me tell you what the fabric is. It's another 16 count LFA, shocker. Boston Tea Party this time. It's more of the brownie sampler color versus that one was like a caramely. I don't know what she calls it. Gorgeous, just straight up gorgeous. So what I did is I wanted another little mini finish because I like the finishes. So this one was a new start and new finish on this one. And then this little flower, like I said. So let's talk about it right here. And we've talked about the colors before. So there we go. You see the colors. Okay, so first of all, I don't think that flower stems should be brown. I mean, Harriet could have just loved it. It could have been like what she saw. So this tree is brown and this little, it's actually the same color as this right here. But I don't think I want that. I think I want my flower stem to be green. And I think I want my tree to be green. So I'm going to do it. So I've left the stem off because I'm going to run out of greens. Again, I need to do better. That's that. Note to self, when you're doing a color conversion and you go to your LNS and you pick all these pretty colors off the wall, if you look at the chart and you're like, you use that one a little bit and you're stitching again on 16 counts, so I'm using 2 strands, it's eating it up. I should have gotten a couple extra of the commonly used, like the border colors. Duh. Like, what was I thinking? So that's my pickle again. I did do a little extra thinking. So I do have two balls. This is my current one. And these are my extras. So I did buy extras and some, just not enough. So I'm going to let that be and come back to him to see what I have left, to see what green I have left that is going to fit. So, that's okay. I'm totally fine with it. So I'm moving on. So then I started the border, and I'm going to start working on the border. So I always do a little bit of motif and then border work, motif, border work, but my borders connect, so that's exciting. So I'm chugging right along on this one. I did do a little bit of work on this guy, just trying to, you know, get the stitches in, right? So I love this one. I need to pull it out again. We'll see. I don't know what I'm doing this week, so we'll see. But this was the update on Miss Harriet. All right, friends, last but not least is my new start / big girl work this week, and it's Miss Jane Hopkins. This one is super special to me. This is a birthday sal start with my friend Sarah, handmade by Sarah W. I will link her down below. So we do each other's birthdays. So she's stitching on Miss Harriet, and I'm stitching on Jane and Lucy of last year's birthday start. I still have lots to do on that. But I decided I needed to get caught up on Jane. Her birthday was July 1st. And yes, it's August. And I hadn't started yet, so I felt like I was a little behind. Like our friend Jessica from Sweetwater Stitcher has now joined in. And lots of friends are stitching Jane. Monogamous Stitcher has beautiful work on that one. So go see it if you want to see it like way further on. She's so close. But it's just beautiful. So I had to get some stitches in on her. So I decided to stop waiting and do it. So if you were here before, we talked about I was auditioning 2 fabrics. And the moral of the story is during my Zoom last week, we decided that we're going to go with the darker one. So I did. So what I've decided, so this is, like I said, started with Jane. Always do a center start. And I don't have my project tracker card information filled out yet. I'm using all the called for DMCs, so there's not much to it. The only thing, which is, I'm using called for, and I always say I do a Tiger Lady twist on 99% of the time. This is 32 DMC colors. I'm not changing that one. It's gorgeous, so we're just going with it. So I've got all my DMC. I just dumped out my bag, so I can't show it to you, but it's all here. I use my little thread winder, so fun, to bob it. So what I've decided this time, because it's almost flipping full coverage, right? What do you see? I see almost full coverage is what I see. So I started in the center right here. And I've never, when I stitch my big girls, I'm a color completer. I just like we'll go until the color runs out. I'm trying a different strategy with Miss Jane. We're going to see how it goes. And I'm adopting this strategy. I saw this with some of my friends who stitched Mary Morgan's, and I was fascinated by it. It was a page finish. Now, I can't show you the page because that would be showing you the chart, but it's a beautiful book, right? As all hands-on designs books. Beautiful book. It's divided, I'm going to say, well, 12 pages. 12 pages. This chart is divided into 12 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 3 rows of 4, maybe. Yeah, 3 rows, 4. So that's how the chart is divided up. So center start, I'm on page 6. Page 6 is basically like I said, I'm not going to show you to, but it's basically, there's maybe 20 empty spaces. The rest of it is all full coverage. And so instead of flipping and flopping between each pages just to continue my green or whatever, because it's it's a little more complicated than just, my normal stuff. Because it's full coverage, I've decided I've got my clip, and I clip open to page 6, and I've got my cute little chart that Sarah made me, which is a lifesaver. That is my color grid. So I clip, and she's got our cute little hashtags. There's our hashtags to come join us on Sarah's birthday sal. So I clip this to page 6, and I put it in my pattern, my little metal stand that I got for Stitch Car, and I put that right next to me, and it's perfect. So that way I'm not flipping the chart while I'm stitching. I can focus. So what I decided, this was like 7 o'clock at night. I'm going to start this. Well, none of my stuff was ready. Let's just be honest. Nothing was ready. I had the DMC, Skeens DMC in a bag. And I actually got these to try. Sorry for the crinkle. Thread bobbins from Adam Hart Cross Stitch. Super fun because I wanted to try these out. DMC, I like to bobbinate. I don't love the concept of bobbinating like around and around. I like the concept of being able to put it in my floss keeper because that's adorable and just keeping everything organized. Well, these Adam Hart ones, so what I did, is I looked at page 6 and I found 4 colors that were actually, you know, center number color 1, what am I doing? And then I picked 4 colors around it. And so that night, 5. That night I went and I used my winder and I did 5 colors. So these 5 colors, I've only stitched with 4 of them. That's what my 4 came from. And I put them on these Atom Heart bobbins. Atom Heart thread bobbins. So they're all 18 inches, right? Fantastic. And you cut them and you loop them. And this is super great. And so because it's DMC, even though I'm stitching this, so what am I using? What fabric did I choose, friends? I chose, hold on, let me see. This is 16 count de Bloom by Picture This Plus. This was a beautiful piece of fabric that my friend Shelly gave me during my StitchCon visit. And so this is the one, if you remember, I additioned, it's a little tight on the margins, but I love me some Picture This Plus. I love stitch. I forget how much I love stitching with it. It is a tight 16 count. I am using 2 strands. We talked about whether I was going to do 1 strand or 2 strand. I did stick with 2 strands. They are nice fuller stitches, but I'm loving it. The needle is going through. I'm using a 28 pony, so that is fantastic. I think the needle size matters to be able to, in those tight Picture This Plus holes, you know, when you're coming in and you've got all 4 squares done and you're coming in at one point, so there's 8 threads going through that one hole. It gets a little tight, but I get it done and I love it. So anyway, so I love this. It was perfect for the DMCs because even though I need to pull 2 strands, I don't have to worry about color, over-dyed colors matching, right? That's my thing, is when I like to pull from floss drops and I'm using 2 strands, I have to then pull a whole 6th strand off to make sure that the color variations match, right? Does that make sense? Kind of. But when I'm using DMC, it's all the same. So I can just pull 2 threads off. I don't have to unwind a bobbin. I don't have to cut the bobbin and then have 4 strands extra to deal with, or I have to feel like I have to color complete with that 6 strands. So that's the interesting part about these bobbins. And you can still wrap them around like this. I haven't made my floss keeper. And then they wind up and they're going to shove right into my floss keeper and be on cute little bobbins, but then they unwind and they're perfect. My friend Bridget has been singing the praises of these things for ever since I've been watching. And she puts them in my floss keepers and my project keepers. I don't know where I've been. I'm now on the boat, people, and it is a pretty cool boat to be on. It is pretty fantastic. So that way it works for me, and then I didn't feel like I had to complete all 6 strands. I wasn't worried about color completing because I want to try this page strategy. Okay, without further, that's what we're talking about. Something new, something fun. I don't know. You want to see the stitching? Oh, la 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 la. Picture This Plus. It's still got the cute little stickers, so I don't forget what it is. Loosey-goosey thread, not part of the stitching. But let me zoom in and show you. So this is 2 nights of stitching. So not terribly bad, but, you know, I'm excited about it. Where is it? It's right next to this pink rose is on page, part of this pink rose is on page 6. So yes, I'm a sucker for getting to the roses. So because I love the colors. So it's right, page 6 is like here-ish. Part of the rose, part of this box, it's this leaf right here. But so far, okay, I mean, I want to zoom in and show you the stitches, but the color is not cooperating. That is beautiful. Right there, I think. So Picture This Plus de Bloom. So pretty. And this is right here. This is my page. So far, I'm liking it. Not having to flip and do. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to work when I have to go to the other page. I think it's going to work. It works good. I'm excited about it with this thread bobbin DMC pulling the strand situation, not having to manage all those loosey-goosey threads. I just need to take the time this weekend or this week sometime and do the rest of mine, put them on the thing, put them on a ring, or no, I need to make my floss keeper because I like those better and shove them in the little floss keeper holes and it'll be perfect. So that is my new start and my work on big girl number 3. It's pretty fun. I don't think she's going away. I think she's going to stay out for a little bit. So you remember this is the one we auditioned because it has the big, huge center. It's not a hole, but this is where the urn is going to be. So that urn is going to cover up that little dye blobby thing, which I loved, but I loved all the movement on the sides. So I'm super excited about it. Now, am I going to stitch the whole thing? I don't know. Am I going to stitch? I'm going to stitch the centerpiece for sure. Am I going to leave out the border? Maybe. I might just stitch the center and put it in like a, I don't know if it will go in an oval frame. I don't think they even make circle frames, but that would be so fun. Super fun, funky. I might have to try to find it. There was an oval frame. Okay, so that's my stitching. There was an oval frame. Lily and I have been thrifting. That's one of her love languages is thrifting. She loves to go and get, you know, a $2 shirt or a $2 skirt or, you know, something that she can, I love that, love that. So she's over there going through thousands of aisles of clothes. Fantastic. She hates going to the mall, which is fantastic with me. So we go thrifting. She got some more stuff to take to school. So that's fun while we were there because she's over there for a while. So I look at all the departments. I look at the quilts. I look at the sewing. I look at all the huge things. So I went over to the frames. There was a beautiful oval frame there. I almost got it, but I was like, I already have 3 buckets of thrifted frames for something, meaning I just got them because they were cool and I liked them. They weren't for a specific project or a size. And so I told myself, I can't do that anymore. I need to finish a stitch and then find the frame. I don't know which one's first, chicken, egg, I don't know. But now I think I need that to figure out if I just did this, would it fit in that oval frame? And do we need to go back to the thrift store today? We might. All right, friends, just a few more things to review on what's been going on. First, I wanted to send a huge thank you hug to 3 of my friends who used the Buy Me a Coffee link down in my description box. I have a Buy Me a Coffee link for shipping giveaways, or right now it's really about ice cream dates with me and Lily. Lily goes to college in T-minus 10 days. We're not counting. We're not going to talk about it. It's going to be fine. She's going to have a great time. I might be a ball of mush, but that's okay. But we are enjoying going to get ice cream and thrifting and chocolate and things. So I appreciate to my friends Cheryl, Shar, and C. Teasley. Thank you so much. I think all 3 of you said go have ice cream with Lily, and we've gone and gotten ice cream at Miss Rita's, ice creams at the Creamery down in Mount Vernon or down in Old Town Alexandria. And I think we're headed to like a local Java that have these yummy coffee drink things. That is on today's afternoon plan. So thank you to my Buy Me a Coffee friends. My waistline is appreciating all the ice cream. But so let me tell you what else we've been going on. Like I told you, Lily and I have been thrifting, but I put out this Wednesday, I had my keeper box unboxing video. So if you haven't checked that out, I will link that. Let's see if I can do the little bubble thing. Otherwise it'll be linked down below. And you can I showed you not only the full keeper box, in case you haven't seen the July box, which a lot of my friends, oh my gosh, so many stitchy friends, Flosstube friends, thank you. I love when you share, and I love all the love you guys are giving the box. Thank you so much. But I wanted to tell you that in that video, I know it's a little long and you're like, really, a half an hour unboxing video? It didn't need to be half an hour, because even though all the stuff is good, but what is cool about that video is that I show you the original artwork that inspired the note cards. It's my favorite part of the box, to be honest with you, is there's 4 sets of note cards that were made from original artwork from my family, my mother, my 2 grandmothers, and my great-grandmother. And so there are 4 pieces of artwork, art quilt, watercolors, china, anyway. And so I have the original pieces, and that's my favorite part of the video. That's my favorite thing to share with you guys is the women that inspired Tiger Lily. I love this box. I don't know how I can do better. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Don't be upset when October is not that good. I mean, it's gonna be good. Trust you me. Loving the fabric, loving the stuff I already got. But I kind of feel like I set the bar really high. I mean, I love my family. Anywho, that's that box. That video is 2 days ago. I launched that on Wednesday. So if you haven't seen it, it's just fun to see some artwork from my grandmothers, my mother, and my great-grandmother. Anyway, what I did promise, and I'm doing it right after I press end on this one, I've got my drill all ready to go. So don't worry, friends. I talked about my cording. So here's my Santas, right? And my cute little cording. And I told you that I make cording using the Vanna Pfeiffer way with a twist, meaning I don't use the Kreinik tool because I broke it. I had it. I dropped it on the floor. It's made of plastic. It broke. So then I was up a creek. So thankfully, my genius Patrick said, this is just a power drill. This is just a plastic hand crank power drill. Let's do. So this is my cording. So what I had to do is I had to, remember I showed you in July, I had all these stitches, right? So I have 11, I've got 5, 8, 6, and 7. Totally not in order. But I've got 5 Prairie Schoolers that are part of this 12-day series ready to finish. So what I had to do is I took these to Michael's and I got a bunch of DMC. It's basically, I used an Aurifil 12-weight conversion, so I could use that thread to make my cord. But I went and I was like, okay, so this is DMC 666. Creepy number, and DMC 700 are the red and the green. So I use one skein of each, and it makes this much cording. Now, is it a little more than I need for this? Yes. And I'll explain to you in the video how I make it. That's the moral of the story is that's coming. I'm super excited. And it's ready to go. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of these and then just have it ready for finishing. But I'm going to do that video. It's coming. So if you're looking for that, hopefully it's coming up later on today. Maybe at the same time. I don't know. But that's coming. And then I just wanted to say a huge, oh my gosh, I was a nervous Nelly. But yesterday I did my first Whatnot sale. Now, if you don't know what Whatnot is, I had no idea. And I really think it's still kind of this is interesting, but I had fun. It was perfect. I think you just have to find your people, find your shops that speak your language, that are selling what you like, and you're good. So Whatnot is an online, I will have a link down below. With my link, you get $15 off your first purchase. So that's exciting. So the link is down below. Use that, check it out. It is on your phone. And it's an app, and it's like QVC goes live auction, like you're sitting with your gavel type of situation. So much fun. So yesterday I did my first Whatnot sale. I'm trying the concept. I've been to them. I bought some from Rachel from Treehouse Fiber Arts. I bought some of her yarn stash. I need to start knitting because all I'm doing is adding to my yarn collection. It's a whole nother hobby, isn't it? So I am doing that. So yesterday I did it and it was like, I'm just going to try a little 25 item fabric de-stash. Oh my gosh. Not only was it so much fun and I think it worked. I mean, it did work. Let's just be honest. I was totally nervous because it was a new platform, a new dashboard, all this technical stuff. It is not my favorite hat to wear is technology, and I'm doing it by myself, trying to figure out how to start the auction, sell the auction, blah, blah, blah. But I think it worked, and there were so many, so thank you. Oh my goodness. I recognized so many friend names on there, and it was so nice. I felt like 3 minutes in, I was just sitting in a room with some friends being like, hey, this is random fabric that I don't want anymore, or that I want to sell to a friend or pass to a friend because it's beautiful. And so I had 8 of fabric. I had fat quarter bundles. I had some quilty fabric de-stash. I tried it. It was awesome. And they're actually already on the porch ready for the mailman to come pick them all up. So that's exciting. So the moral of the story is I'm going to do another Whatnot sale. But this time, in case you're wondering, this is a little Tiger Lily, store shop situation. If you're not interested, all the stitching's gone. So if you don't, yeah. So if you don't know, back in I'm going to say previous life, but back pre-COVID, I used to do those artisans markets, and I would go and so upcycling and thrifting has always been my jam. And so I would go, and this would be a thrift store. So this was a sweater in his first life. This was a cardigan, obviously. So the buttons are still here on this dude's hat. These are all my little Gnome friends. So I have quite an inventory of gnomes, because what I did is I always make them throughout the year, and then I sell them at the Christmas shows, right? Well, last year is when I started this keeper situation project bag, and I jumped into the deep end of my keeper club. And so I could only there's only so many hours in a day. And so I did not sign up for my shows, but I had already been making gnomes all year. So I've got a whole show's worth of gnomes, yeah, in the back room, ready to go. But I'm not doing a show this year. I've got an October Keeper Club. I've got the Advent Keeper box. Well, there's a keeper and there's 12 days of goodness. Link down below. There's like a handful left. Okay, but so I got too many things. So I did not sign up for a show again this year. So the moral of the story is I tried this whatnot situation as a way to see if it works, how I liked it, and is it going to work for my gnomes? And I think it is. So there is gnomes, there's tote bags, there's quilts, there's table runners. I have lots of things that would fill my artisan booth. And so I'm going to do a couple sales. If this is something that, okay, but this one, I mean, look, so this was a sweater. Everything, all my gnomes are upcycled sweaters in their first life. They have weighted beads in the bottom. Can you hear the beads? Yeah. So they're like, actually, we use one as a doorstop right now. This was a sweater, but look at that cardinal. And then, of course, you know, you've got an Irish man in your life. But look at that. Okay, so anyway, this isn't the gnome show. I just love petting them all. Let's just be honest. So I am going to be doing a whatnot gnome sale soon. Okay. So if there's a day between now and before I go to take Lily that I can squeeze a gnome sale in, I'm gonna. If not, it's going to be later on. But the moral of the story is it's coming. And I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to give you at least a little bit of notice. I kind of just mix things up in Instagram stories. I know. I need to tell you here. Maybe I'll come and do like a little YouTube short, but I'm going to do it in Instagram stories. The moral of the story is if you go into the Whatnot app, you can follow my shop. So when you sign up, you'll be signing up under Tiger Lily, and you will be able to follow my Whatnot shop. And so under the Whatnot shop, you can go to notifications. And so when I start a show, your phone will ping you and say, you know, Tiger Lily started a show. So that's how you can know too, I guess. Instagram stories, you can know. Whatnot notifications. I don't turn on notifications on my phone because otherwise things would beep all daggone day. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But Instagram stories, I will tell you. So the gnome sale is coming, is the moral story. So get yourself signed up for, if this is something that is exciting to you, I would love for you to join me on Whatnot. And it was so much fun. And so I still have lots more fabric. So there'll be tons of fabric destash sales. There's going to be a gnome sale. I don't think I'm going to do it all in one. Kind of just, you know, grab 20 gnomes, 30 gnomes. I don't want to tell you how many gnomes are living that are ready to go to their next best life. There's a lot of them, and they're all super one of a kind, super fun. Anyway, that's my update. I'm done babbling. I'm done babbling. Yay, Flosstube Friday. Tomorrow is my 2-year anniversary for Flosstube. Yay, so fun. We are doing a Flosstube party for sure, but it's after I get back from Clemson because that's something that I want to have a little more time to plan for. I've got big giveaways coming in. There might be some keeper stuff, box situation, maybe. I don't know. But this month it's going to be fun, jam-packed fun. But I'm super excited. I love this community. I love being here. I love sharing with you. I love so many stitchy friends. My heart is full every day. So I'm just thankful that I stumbled upon this. So until next time, friends, happy quilting, happy making, happy knitting, happy hooking, happy all the things. And until next time, friends, happy stitching.